by 1915 to 16, I began to rethink all of these. Perhaps this is cloth too, so maybe not, it's 1910. By 1915 to 16, there was a very serious shortage of wallpaper. So much so that the wallpaper manufacturers, as in the Second World, were not issuing sample books, for example. All of that stopped. Serious shortage of paper. So the questioning again began, and we had a really stimulating debate with Pamela and with Sarah Jackson, who was the John McCassin architect in charge of the building restoration, and Alison McDermott, who was working on the stenciled wallpapers downstairs in front of the room. And so my first task in a way was to transform the black and white photographs into color. And so here you see my research at Heels, on the Heels records that are held in the V&A Archive of Art and Design, and I have some of these, where I took in cloth samples in plain colors, whole stacks of them, of various textures and whatever, to match to the actual cloth, because there's no way photographically you can actually match these things. There's no good taking a photograph here and taking it home and thinking you're going to match the color. It just doesn't work. You have to have it in cloth. So we still, however, were having the debate about, could it be wallpaper, could it be cloth? But Pevsner, bless him, in 1950, is the only person who said so, but his description was from Bassett Loak saying that it was cloth. And so it began again to look at these things more carefully. And here are a range of these Tablerie stripes, or Regency stripes. These are Warner's, but in the Royal College of Art, or they were certainly. But these are obviously too complex to answer our need. Then I found this in the Warner Archive. And the eventual order was put through the Warner Archive. So let's look at this in a little more detail. Was this right? Always the question, is this right? Well, then I started counting stripes. I counted stripes on and off for a year because the furniture survived, you see. So I could take the measurements of the furniture and set them against and count the stripes across and begin to adjust. And this is what you can see. All this, I'm giving you my raw, absolutely what it is. And you can see there's 244 double stripes, which are, this wide, whatever, and I'm doing them in centimeters, which drives me crazy. It's only when you convert them into inches that it is very clear. The bed head is 36 inches wide, and the ivory stripe is 25/32 of an inch wide, and the black is 30 seconds of an inch wide. In other words, the ivory stripe is slightly wider than the black stripe, and that prevents the jarring of the visualization. And it also helps in terms of the stability of reading the cloth, because it is a tabouret, so the ivory